Welcome to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yael Keown, mum, FIFO wife, MBA, coffee lover, survivor superfan, and creator of the email experience. In Easy Email Marketing, you'll benefit from my nearly 20 years experience, where I'll be teaching you all the tips, tricks, and insider info on how to create feel-good, non-spammy experiences for your subscribers. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yael Keown, and today is all about the different ways you want to be organizing your subscribers, whether it be using segments, groups, lists, or tags. I'll be interchanging between these terms as I go through this episode. And the reason behind this is one of the biggest reasons I hear that people don't want to email their lists is that they just don't want to be annoying. And a big reason behind that is because they think they need to email everyone everything. And that is simply not the case. In fact, I don't recommend it. Instead, what if you could make all the emails you send more relevant to each individual subscriber? In other words, everyone is getting the emails that are right for them, the content that they want. This could be separate email campaigns, it could be different automations or splits within those automations, or it could even be some content blocks within your emails that one subscriber sees but another one doesn't. The possibilities are huge. But to achieve this, you need to have the information in your system, and in this episode, I'm sharing some of the different ways you might want to group your subscribers so that you can send them the most relevant emails. And the result? High opens, clicks, and conversions. The numbers don't lie. According to HubSpot, segmented emails drive 30% more opens and 50% more click-throughs than unsegmented campaigns. Campaign Monitor has found that it could give you a 760%, yes, that's right, 760% increase in revenue. That's not a small amount. Obviously, I take those numbers with a grain of salt, but regardless, it means that you should see a significant improve. Plus, there's also the added benefit of knowing more about your subscribers so you can show up and serve them better. So win, 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 win. So what are the different ways you should segment your subscribers? Here are three main categories. The first is the sales lifecycle stage. So you can talk very differently to your subscribers based on how well they know you. For example, what you need to share with someone brand new to your audience can be very different from someone who has been on your list for 5 years and purchased many times. So the first needs more nurturing and more information and a lot of the basics. The second may just need a couple quick updates. Maybe they just want to know when you've got new releases, or maybe you treat them a little bit extra special and give them extra special VIP offers. But the most important distinction here, and the one I suggest that everyone starts with, is at a bare minimum, knowing who has purchased and who has not. And the simple reason is you don't want to be sending offers to people who already have the thing. So that specific item or that specific who've booked that particular service, unless of course it is a repeat purchase situation, which that is totally different. But you can of course take this a step further by identifying what someone has specifically purchased and when they did, because you can base some different emails around timing, or exclude people who have purchased one specific thing from that promotion, but sharing other offers with them as well. So that's sales lifecycle stage. So talking to them based around how well they know you and how long they've been in the world and, how they've interacted. The second is behavioral segmentation, and this goes deeper into the actions. And this actually gives the highest return on investment because it's under the simple premise that past behavior predicts future performance. And the great news is that most email marketing software helps you identify these key behaviors. So this type of segmenting is most commonly used in automations. So think about like abandoning a cart, but they can also be used to identify key groups of subscribers for specific campaigns. Or there may be times when you would want to just focus your marketing campaigns on only the most engaged subscribers. So a few examples of behavioral segmentation could include in your sales promotions or your launches, you might send a couple of emails that go to everyone except those who haven't purchased, but maybe the extras only go to those who have been engaging recently. So everyone is aware, but then if they don't engage with those first couple of emails, you aren't going to continually inundate them with information about those unless they've indicated interest. An interesting layer we could add to your cart abandonment is not only if someone abandons a cart, but how long were they on your website for? Were they there for 2 minutes or 10 seconds? Or were they there for 15 minutes really considering things? So maybe there's something you could do there in your messaging and what you need to convey based around how interested someone is. Another example could be first-time clients versus repeat clients. First-time clients could need a lot more onboarding and information and go through some logical steps versus repeat timing. Or there are things like predicted next order dates or replenishment dates or rebooking frequencies that you could use to figure out when someone is most likely to purchase or book next. So behavioral segmentation is really, really powerful and definitely something worth exploring. And then the third type is interest-based. So this is a bit more qualitative, but it can be incredibly useful too, as of course your subscribers may have many different interests, and I'm sure right off the top of your head you can think of a few broader categories of subscribers within your list of the types of customers you have. So this could relate to specific topics that you talk about. So it could be where you talk about, one topic often and then a second topic at other times. Or it can be things like, what stage are they at? Are they a beginner? Are they intermediate? Are they advanced? What level of knowledge do they already have? It could be around dates. So it could be around the age of their kids. It could be wedding dates. If they've got a date coming up, that's very important. Or there could be things like seasonal purchases. Like you might have people that only purchase when it's a specific time of year. It could be tools or software that someone uses. So, of course, for me, I know many of you use a variety of email marketing software. So me sending an active campaign email to someone who I know uses Klaviyo is not relevant. It could be industry, especially in business to business. So again, I have businesses in the e-commerce space, people who are service providers and people who are digital creators. So sending different content based around that. Or it could just be your product categories. You might have different product categories that people are interested in. So there are a whole many different ways that you can start to think about the different interests and who would be interested in what. And you can either directly ask for this information either to your list or at sign up, or you can also use like website and link tracking to determine who is who. The bottom line to all of this is that you need to stop thinking about email marketing as mass marketing. Yes, it gets you that scale you want, that efficiency, but you can also very easily choose a couple of distinct groups to market to. And just by thinking, okay, instead of thinking, I need to send an email every week, it's like, okay, actually, I've got a really great message I want to share to just this group. And then you can go ahead and do that. So I would love to challenge you to give it a go for your next campaign and just see what happens. See what happens to your numbers and also see what happens to your confidence and your mindset around sending that email. So if you want to take action on this, your next steps are to identify your most important groups. Hopefully, even just me talking through this, you've already got some light bulbs going off and you know a couple of key groups already that you're like, I wish I could email them. If not, I suggest coming up with one from each of the 3 segmenting types, the 3 groups I mentioned: behavioral, sales stage, and interest. Then go about seeing how you can identify them within your email marketing software. Is there already some tracking or segmenting inbuilt that you can use? All the software has some sort of dynamic segment builder. So if the data is in there, hopefully it's something you can just draw out immediately. Or do you need to take a step back and integrate it with a bit more data from your external software, like your calendar booking system or your e-commerce software or your form building software? Is there something that you're already getting that information from that you can just connect the dots? Or do you simply just need to send out a quick engaging getting email, which is an amazing strategy, by the way, where you just ask your subscribers to choose between 3 options by clicking a link for each of the 3 options. And then once you've got that information in your system, it's just a matter of creating your segments or adding your tags, and away you go. If you want more information on exactly how to do this, then do make sure to check out the recent upgrade to engaging emails, which includes a whole section on segmenting and personalization. Inside, we dive deeper into what you want to identify, how to get that information, and how to keep it all organized. Plus, things like what on earth the difference is between lists, segments, groups, tags, and fields. And that's just one small section of this essential course, which covers all sorts of things around, what to put in your emails, how to design them, how to get more engagement through opens and clicks, and specific sales strategies. There's a whole range of stuff in there. Make sure to check it out at yaelkeown.com/engage. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to hear from you about what you've enjoyed from this episode or what you want to know about in future episodes. Let me know over on Instagram. I'm at yaelkeown, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Easy Email Marketing. It's an absolute honour that you chose to listen. If you love this episode, then it would mean the world to me if you could leave a review so that others can find this podcast and make their email marketing easy too. Finally, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Until next time, have an awesome day and make sure to keep showing up and serving in those inboxes.